Hello, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow Bulls fan, Nick Barr. And we are kind of breaking down last night's game, the upcoming game. We got kind of all the injury news and just everything that's going along with it. So the Bulls did finally get back into the win column after a 4-game slide. They dug deep to beat the Cavs, who surprisingly good team. I tweeted that out last night. It looked like a lot of you agreed. Surprisingly good. But real quick, kind of, Nick, do you want to maybe give us your thoughts, kind of maybe what happened in the game, anything you saw, anything you thought?
Yeah, so we did it, Tony. We got back in the win column after that 4-game slide. And like you said, I mean, we weren't writing this last night versus the Cavs as a win. They're a solid team, kind of like the Hornets, like coming out of nowhere with some really good young talent. So I mean, this is a great win, especially with basically half our roster out. We did get our boy Caruso back, which was awesome. He obviously set the tone, like the fan, everyone was loving the fact that he was on the court, even though I think he played 22 minutes, so Billy held to what he said he was going to do in limiting him. DeMar with 30. I mean, again, I'm petitioning to make his name the Surgeon, because the way he surgically picks apart, and like I've never seen any player be able to keep his dribble for that long, that's something I remember, like when you're growing up, coaches hate when you can't keep your dribble, like the big guy just throwing it out in an outlet pass or something. So he amazes me every time. Every night that he plays. Io had 18, Kobe was 16. They were an awesome duo. Yep. Vuce somehow had 24 points on 11 of 21 shooting. I swear he shot 20%. But he played a huge role in that 14-2 run to end the game. We ended super hot. That felt good, especially being at home. He had 2 threes and a layup in that short span of time, and that helped his percentage a little bit, because that was just it sucks to watch, man. And I was just telling Tony off camera that I'm watching the Twitter replies. The Chicago Bulls posted that they vouch for Vooch, retweet for an NBA All-Star vote, and he's just getting cooked in the comments. And it's a bummer, man, because he is an All-Star, and we know this, we know what he's capable of, but it's it feels like every night we're like, come on, get back to the old you, to now it's almost turning into this is who he is. And it's sad, man.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. He is having, I think it's his worst shooting percentage, on pace for his worst shooting percentage of his career. I said it, and, it was funny, the timing that I had on it. I tweeted out from our main account, basically just, he should just, anytime he gets the ball, or just in general, when we're on offense, look down. If there's not red under your feet, the paint is not under your feet, do not shoot it, get lower, get in the paint. And of course, then he proceeded to hit 7 straight shots and kind of carry us to that win a little bit, which is fine, because then it ended up falling. And I guess he shot his way out of it. So maybe I'm just completely off here, but he's got to know kind of when to pull the ripcord or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah, well, I think what's also kind of strange to me is that, yes, I know he's capable of being a stretch big man, that can shoot the 3 and bring him out. But Stacey mentioned it, in Orlando, the post was his bread and butter. We forget that he's a post player first. And you would think that when you're playing on a team with no size, that he would take advantage of that and get in the post. I think
he has an incredible, sorry, not to cut you off, but he has that incredible baby hook, I want to call it, but where he just throws it directly at the rim, and
you barely even see it release.
Beautiful. It is the most beautiful shot. I'd rather have that than on his 6'3", he finally made it.
Right.
He's hot again. It's no, he's not. Let Io shoot it. Let them collapse on you so you can kick it out to a real 3-point shooter. That's earn the 3 points from the line. Work on your free throw shooting. Work on getting fouled. You can earn them that way. Whatever it is. Yeah. Sorry. Continue with what you were saying. My apologies.
No, that was really it. I thought Stacey brought up a good point. It's just and even without thinking back to Orlando, like you said, just when you do see him in the post, mostly it goes well. When he's out on the perimeter, mostly it's not going well. So I mean, that's my big analysis there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so speaking of going well in the perimeter, though, Io and Kobe White are, I mean, I want to call it Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, but I think it's Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan. I think that's what it is right now. It is obviously hyperbole, everyone. No one get like upset at me in the comments, but they're awesome together. I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. Kobe, like people are calling, I got a couple buddies and you see it on Twitter. People calling for Kobe. Oh, he's hot. Trade him while he's hot. Trade him while he's hot. I think Kobe's just good, personally. I know we were ragging on him earlier in the year, but I didn't expect him to do this. Now he is obviously showing why he was a top 10 pick. If you think about, I think we talked about this as well earlier in the year. If we think about it, he was, he came into the Jim Boylan years, and as soon as he had his first 3 30-point games all in a row, the last 3 games of the NBA season, I guess, before the bubble, before the world shut down. Him and Michael Jordan, only 2 players to ever do it for the Bulls. And then he came back last year, he had no offseason, no practice. He's still playing under Jim Boylan. This year, he gets hurt right away. He finally, he's not really getting a lot of playing time. He's kind of working his way back. And now that he's gotten all the playing time, he's been doing good. So honestly, every time he's gotten truly good playing time without a global pandemic hindering his practice time, he's been good.
He might just be a really good player. How about that?
I think he's just good at basketball, man. He's a good shooter, and he's slippery. He's a very slippery driver, and that's awesome to see.
But I think that's also why people think he's not as good sometimes. Because I know for me, sometimes I'm like, whoa, where is he going? And it's a little less chaotic now without the hair, which yes. I miss it, honestly. But he looked even more chaotic.
Because it was always like a half second behind him. So when he'd go one way, he was just waving that way. So you're like, you think he's going 2 directions at once with 2 directions at once, which maybe honestly might have been tougher for the defense to guard. I don't know. Yeah. No, that is funny. I totally agree with you on that. If they do trade him for someone, I think they have to get a good haul now, because he has turned into a good top 10 pick. I think
for sure.
I'd rather have him than RJ Barrett. That's my personal opinion. I'm an RJ Barrett hater. Actually, RJ Barrett might fit our system right now really well. That's my only. No, screw it. I stand by it. RJ Barrett, but bad at basketball.
Yeah, okay, I'm with that. And he's on
less good than Kobe White.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. No, I agree. I think I like you said, I won't be. No, at this point, I think I would consider myself, you can stamp it, surprised if we do trade Kobe. I think I'll say
all
that.
Right. Yeah.
Tony, I think we need to get into the news about Lonzo Ball. Unfortunately, I know we're happy right now, but we do have to, if anyone missed the news, Lonzo tore his meniscus, I guess. And he at first it was reported that he was going to try to play on it and then see if it gives him any issues and then consider surgery. But now the narrative changed to where he's just decided to opt for surgery, which probably a good move, just so we have him for the playoffs now that we're a legitimate playoff contender. So unfortunately he will be undergoing arthroscopic surgery. I had to say what type of surgery it is because I love that word. And he's expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks, which is a bummer. I was hoping it'd be 4 to 6, but it's 6 to 8. So for tomorrow's game, we got Bucks versus Bulls. First time playing this year, which is weird. Because we're
schedule makers, man. I'm telling you,
40 miles
I hate
away.
them. I hate all schedule makers.
It's brutal. It's so dumb. Yeah, it's so dumb. But with that being said, we have Lonzo out, Levine out. And I think another good point to bring up is that Levine isn't traveling with the team when they travel tomorrow, which means he's going to miss the next 3 games, including tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the earliest that he'll come back is potentially Wednesday versus the Raptors. So, and then Javonte Green's still out. I'll get into him a little bit later. Derek Jones Jr. is still out. Patrick Williams obviously out. And the only player out for the Bucks is Brook Lopez. So,
well,
it's going to be tough.
lot to unpack. Yeah. So I was just doing some math. So my apologies. That looked like I was distracted on my phone. So 6 to 8 weeks is March 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, March 3rd, 6 weeks. 8 weeks is March 17th. 7 weeks just for fun. March 10th.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yep, exactly. So
wait, is St. Patrick's Day one of those holidays that's always on the?
Yes, I had to check my Apple calendar, but yes, it is March 17th. Cool. So yeah, he'll be back. He'll be wearing the green unis and the pinstripes on. I feel like they have pinstripes. They might not have pinstripes.
They should.
They should. They definitely should.
Pinstripes are back.
Absolutely. So yeah. Okay. So a lot of people out. Lonzo first. I'll start with that sucks, man. It sucks he's out. I would like to have him back. Thankfully it's not a little bit longer, because then I think we'd be really, really screwed, because then it pushes into, okay, he's got to get back into game shape. He's got to get back, right before the playoffs. So at least it gives him some time for that.
It's a good point.
And if we're truly just gonna, search high and low for every silver lining that's coming from all these injuries here, more time for Io and Kobe. Yeah, which we have to. More time for Io and Kobe and Caruso to kind of, get their minutes on the court. We're seeing if everyone had stayed healthy, if there's no COVID, all that jazz this whole year, Io is not as. I don't think personally Io is at least doing as well, having the production that he has.
Because he just wouldn't have some of these opportunities. It just so happens that the dude steps up to the plate and then some. But he would have no plate to step up to if it wasn't for a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So that's where, again, I would prefer him to never get hurt ever in his entire life. However, we have to look at the silver linings of the current situation. That is one of them. So then Javonte, I know, Nick, I'll let you talk about him. I'll wait a second. But I do want to talk, I guess it's not trash about Brook Lopez, but it's actually a compliment. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm sad he's hurt. I don't want anyone to ever get injured. I'm delighted that he's not playing in this game against the Bulls, because Brook Lopez, yes, Giannis is obviously the guy. We all know Giannis is the guy, 2-time MVP, blah, blah, blah. We get it. But we can kind of just mob him and hopefully figure it out, or we won't, and that's okay. I just want to know, if as long as we just scheme for him, that's fine. But it's when we have these three guys bodying Giannis and Brook Lopez comes in, he's like, hey, did you forget I was 7'5", and just just hooks the ball back into the basket because he can reach over the rim without jumping. That's the annoying part. Or when he just grabs a board and you're like, oh, okay, cool. It's the 7'5" guy. Oh, a 3 from the logo. Damn it. He's not Giannis, and Giannis is the guy, but Brook Lopez being taller and just a good cleanup guy. Honestly, that's why the Bucks are so good. I think they have a good team around them. But I'm happy he's out.
I could not agree more. I think listen, Vooch, we say this every week and it's like, okay, he's such a nice guy. We're like, we can't really rip on him, but and it's not like he's talking like he's better than he is or trying to get something he doesn't deserve,
very funny
blah,
on
blah, blah. It's just, it is. But honestly, okay, we'll just look at it from this one game. If Vooch doesn't play his best or doesn't play better than he has the past, basically a whole season, we're going to lose, I think, because this is his opportunity to get his confidence up with Brook Lopez out. And I think, and if he does, I think we're going to have a legitimate shot at winning this game, because DeMar's going to do his thing, the surgeon, as I call him.
Yes.
Io and Kobe. I think Io should start getting a little cocky. Dude, he's guarded the past 3 games. He's guarded.
It was Garland last night.
Ja
Morant,
and then Tatum, Jason Tatum.
That was the other one. Yeah.
And that's tremendous. So now he just needs a lockdown, struggling Drew Holiday, maybe George Hill. And so this should be no problem for him. I want him, turning that ball over, getting out and running with Kobe again. But I really think that if Vooch doesn't play well, it's going to start creeping into like, oh no, we're going to be worried about playoffs and this and that. Because right now we can kind of keep writing it off and, okay, move on to the next game. And then, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like he's just putting up goose eggs. Like he's still scoring points, but I do think this is going to catch up with us though shortly.
Well, it is also just, we can then move on from Vooch if you want, but it is like some of these are just wasted possessions because he's taking a three with like, or he's taking a 3 or a long weird 2 with like 18 seconds left on the shot clock after maybe a big turnover. And it just kind of like, or we're up like 5 and it's like, ooh, this would be big if we can get to 7, if we can get to 8, because then it really puts the pressure on him. And then he just freaking builds a house with the bricks he throws up sometimes, just absolutely clanks it off the backboard. And it hurts the momentum. That's the other thing I feel like too. So I love the guy. Okay. And if he can figure it out, he's an absolute threat. He's a weapon. He can, if he can hurt you down low and outside, but it's just
correct.
Sometimes you gotta look at your situation. You gotta be like, this is the situation. And it's as simple as that. Just adapt to it, adjust to it. And that's, I know that wasn't super deep or analytical, but consider myself a philosopher.
I agree, Tony. And I think we should wrap it up with a little prediction for tomorrow's game. When you're viewing this, it will be Friday. So tonight's game. Yes. What do you got? Bucks Bulls.
Well,
Friday Night Lights, baby.
Yeah.
At the Fiserv Forum.
The Fiserv Forum. Yes.
Right? Yeah,
Well, I know that these predictions are brought to us by the Bench Mob. So the early 2010s vibes are back. The Bench Mob returns in 2021 with guys like Alex Caruso is finally back. Kobe White going off. Javonte Green will be back soon. Derrick Jones Jr. And of course, the Chicago kid, Iota Sumo. Head over to www.benchmob.com to get your Bench Mob shirt like Nick is wearing and I should be wearing, but it is currently in the wash. And it's because I'm actually wearing it on the town tomorrow night for the Bulls Bucks game. So you can get a shirt just like Nick's, just like mine, which I'm not totally wearing right now. Wristbands and more. Use code J20JY20 to get 20% off your order. Portion of all sales go to the Quiet Storm Foundation. That is CJ Watson's foundation. My prediction is we win. Yep. And that's it. And I think we got some momentum right now. I think and I know it's one game. And again, it is the Cavs in theory, but again, the Cavs are a good team, especially we didn't even talk about Mobley that much.
Dude,
he is a beast. So
he's an absolute force.
And again, I know Giannis is the guy. He's literally reigning champion, et cetera, et cetera. We have so much energy. I don't know, man. The way we shut him down. We shut down. What was it, Rudy Gay earlier in the year? There was someone, or no, maybe it wasn't Rudy Gay. It was someone else. It was the Trailblazers big guy. Is it Nurkic? Yeah. We would just send guys at him. I know he's not Giannis. Again, I realize that, and this is all just hopeful, and I hope it works out. But we just send guys. We gang rebound. We gang defense. We collapse, and so we need them to miss shots. We cannot have them be hopping three. That is, I think, the biggest thing. Because if we can just, I don't know. Maybe we don't win this game, but I think we win this game. Screw it. 112 to 107, and the over hits as well.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going. Oh, damn it. I forgot that you have all these over bets because I was going to say it's going to be in the 90s.
Go for it. That's fine. Maybe it's a low.
We're still going to win, though. We're still going to win.
Yep.
We're still going to win, but it's going to be 98 to 90.
Jeez.
It's going to be gritty, dude. It's going to be gritty.
What is it going to be?
Because, listen, I mean, we're
227 and a half is the over. Also, the Bulls are plus 8.5. Talk about a game we're probably not going to win. If I'm going to be honest here, if I'm going to be Giannis here, screw it, man. Okay, I'm not going to give you a score prediction. I'm taking the over, the over is going to hit. It's 1-0 so far on the year. My bet the over until all the stars are back. Bet.
Yes,
that's the name of it. Yeah, and that's what it'll be going forward. What do you think is going to happen, Nick?
I think that Vooch is going to come out hot. Everything's going to feel great. And then Giannis might just like take over at the end of the game and we don't have anything to do with it. But again, that shouldn't be like, I shouldn't be looked at, not to get defensive, but I shouldn't be looked at as an asshole for that. That's genuinely what I believe may happen. And I don't think I don't think, again, I know it's easy to say, but just throw that one out, man. We don't have our team. Like, yes, obviously we still need to like just not lose all the games while Levine is out. And like, I understand that, but there's no reason why this won't be close, I think. And like I said, if Vooch plays to his potential, I think we got it in the bag. When Kobe's playing like the way he is, when Io's playing the way he is on both sides, I mean, he doesn't have a Ja Morant or a Jason Tatum to guard tomorrow night. He just doesn't. So his confidence should therefore be up. Let's get some more steals. Caruso brings so much energy. You know the fans are going to travel well, because we always do, and it's 40 miles away. But also just the Bulls. The
great
Bulls,
stadium. Got to shout out the Pfizer for him. Great stadium. Very cool.
It's all one time.
It's all one level basically, so you can just stand in line for your bratwurst and I always forget sauerkraut. Get your sauerkraut on there. You just watch the game over like the top row of the seats. Very cool. Big fan. It is very cool. They did that. Well said.
I am too. So Bulls win, but maybe not because Giannis. But Bulls win. That's our prediction.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna keep betting the over. I told Nick, it's tough to take the spread right now when it's just I don't even know who's gonna play. I don't know who's gonna show up. Whatever. So it's just,
you're a madman if you're betting the spread, which I've been doing.
But and with these games, it almost feels like the over is the safer bet because it's either if the Bulls like last night the Bulls went off, they scored they scored a ton of points, or like we saw against the Warriors, like we saw against who do we play? Or we could. Well, the Celtics is what. Who do we play right before the war? Oh, the Nets too. They just score like 150 on us basically. It's like the overall hit at least. So that's my thought process. If you stuck it out to the end of this, you are a real fan, and we love you. We love you. Please say anything.
You
in
get
the
my
comments.
vote to the All-Star game.
I will personally. We will shout you out next episode if you comment below saying you listened to this whole episode because you're the GOAT and we appreciate you.
Agreed.
So, with that, that'll do it for another episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. Thank you again to my co-host Nick Barr. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, Bulls fans, keep seeing red.